Greetings to all. Myself, Dr. Surekha Shinde, Professor of Anesthesiology from BJ Medical College and Sassoon Hospital. I'll be talking to you all about oxygen supply management in this video. Coming to oxygen therapy, now I think everybody, including a person from non-medical background to the highest medical personality, knows what oxygen is. I think none other times that oxygen has come into so much discussion and so much demand as it is in today's pandemic. So let's see something about it. We know how oxygen is used, how oxygen is saving lives, but we don't know how we get the oxygen. So let's say something about how oxygen supply can be managed for medical purposes. So it's a life-saving medicine, and we know medicine should be taken in right amount at right time in right dose. So also oxygen should be taken in right dose at right time. Too much of oxygen is also not very advantageous. It can cause more harm than benefit. So oxygen has to be used judiciously. So the new term is coined like judicious or rational use of oxygen in today's pandemic. And whenever we are saving oxygen, that means we are earning oxygen. Like we say, money saved is money earned. So oxygen saved is oxygen earned. So coming to components of oxygen supply, basically we can say that oxygen supply system can be divided into three types like source, supply system and outlets. In source we have four sources like liquid medical oxygen, oxygen generation plant, Dura cylinders, jumbo cylinders. In supply system there is a jargon of medical words. I think we should not go into details like vaporizers, pressure regulators, air compressors, filters, alarms, zone valves, mounting system and so many. But in outlets where the patient directly gets oxygen, we have medical gas outlets, area control valve and terminal units. So how do we distribute oxygen? So this is the principle I think we have to remember. Entire oxygen distribution works on pressure and differential system, wherein all systems are kept online, all systems are charged. If pressure of primary source drops below the set pressure, then the secondary system automatically caters to the deficiency and there is no problem in patient care. So coming to sources again, we have four sources to recapitulate: liquid medical oxygen, jumbo cylinders, oxygen generator plants and Dura cylinders. We will see one by one. Coming to liquid medical oxygen system, fondly we call it as LMO. So LMO is always a primary source of supply for all the hospitals. It is recommended for hospitals more than 100 beds and ICU of more than 10 to 15 beds. This is a pressure vessel and needs permission from Petroleum and Explosive Safety Organization, that is PESO. PESO permission is always required prior to commissioning of LMO. Normally a space is required for LMO tank which is 15 meter length and 9 meters width for one tank. If you want to install additional tank with one LMO, another extra space is required and for which again PESO certification is required. And this system requires proper hard paved road because we have to take the tank, vehicle tank, to fill in the LMO vessel. To go it further, there is no power or electricity supply is required for operation of this LMO system. It works on self-displacement method. Currently, LMO tank delivery time has included up to 4 to 6 hours because of need of the time. In current pandemic situation, for hospitals having more than 500 beds, we recommended that there are two LMO cylinders, one primary and secondary as standby. The capacity is of course decided by need base. If there is a big hospital, of course capacity will be bigger. In smaller hospitals, we can compile with 6 KL also, that is 6 kiloliters. Coming to backup, we can say that primary and secondary backup, secondary source could be LMO and tertiary could be jumbo cylinder bank. The quaternary source could be trolley mounted individual jumbo cylinder by each ICU beds with 2-stage regulators and tubing attached. So what are the advantages of LMO system? Why it is so popular? It is a very robust and most reliable system currently available. It can handle unexpected increase in demand at hospital level relatively very easily than any other system which is available in the market. Any person with basic educational qualifications, I would say 12th pass, can overview the system if trained. Coming to little alerts of LMO. So what is LMO? In LMO there is a vaporizer which converts liquid which is at minus 180 degree up to the gas at ambient temperature. In this process of vaporization, ice is formed on the vaporizer which needs to be cleaned intermediately depending upon flow through the tubes. And we ensure that ice is not formed over the 50% of vaporizer capacity to ensure smooth and continuous flow of gases. If LMO is kept unused, idle for a long period, the gas might vaporize to the atmosphere and it will cause lots of capacity of oxygen and wastage. Presence of liquid oxygen supplier in 50 to 100 km range is quite mandatory because we have to fill LMO tank quite often on day-to-day basis.